Hey, Jeffrey Pepper Rogers here for Acoustic Guitar. And I recently had a chance to interview the Nickel Creek Trio and also sit down with Sean Watkins, the guitarist, and talk to him a little bit about how he uses the instrument in that group. And he's got a really distinctive style. It's a long way from the kind of bluegrass that Nickel Creek started out with. He uses a lot of partial chords, open voicings, hybrid picking, and in the way he approaches the guitar is a really big part of the sound of Nickel Creek. So I asked him about some songs on the trio's album Celebrants, and he shared some examples of how he plays bits of those songs and how he approaches the accompaniment parts. So I'm going to share those examples with you that he shared with me. I'm going to kind of slow them down and break them down here a little bit, but you should certainly go to the source, check out the original recordings, hear really his touch and his feel on the guitar. So the first song we talked about is Strangers, and for that one, I'm going to put a capo at the 2nd fret. And this one is, he plays with hybrid picking, so using a flat pick and fingers. You could also, of course, do this finger style. He uses a lot of hybrid picking with Nickel Creek because they have a lot of songs that go from arpeggios and single string sort of passages to full-on strumming and then back to more finger-picking type sounds again, and hybrid is great for quick moves back and forth like that. So again, capo 2, and I want to go to the 5th position, so 5 frets above the capo, and it's in an A sort of a shape, like where you would play an A bar chord at the 5th fret, except only going to be fretting the 6th and the 4th strings, and using the open 1st and 3rd strings in particular. So we're getting an A7 sound out of this. Playing the alternating bass with the pick, and then picking the upper notes. I'm going to be doing it with my middle finger here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Next up, I'm going to take it down to this position. I got my ring finger on the 3rd fret above the capo on the 4th string, and do almost the same picking pattern, except the bass is going to go between the 5th and 4th strings now. And it's going to sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice there that I was actually fretting the 2nd string there, but not playing it. Don't have to do that, but it's a way to just kind of lock my hand down a little bit in that position. It's really an F over A that we're playing there. So as the accompaniment part in Strangers goes along, it shifts over to this G6 over B. So only fretting the 5th string, 2 frets above the capo. And then I'm going to keep going in terms of strings, the exact same picking pattern, but I'm going to be moving up the neck. And it goes like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. You'll notice again there, I was fretting the 2nd string as I was going up from this, between these shapes. Again, it just sort of helps me lock into the position. And then also when I wind up on that chord at the end, then my pinky's right where it needs to be. So the next example comes from Holding Pattern, and true to its name, this is a one chord song. It's an 8-bar pattern that does not change through the whole song. It's kind of a hypnotic finger style thing, and this is something that Sean does play with his fingers. So once again, capo at the 2nd fret, and I got my index finger on the 2nd string, 1st fret above the capo, and pinky on the 4th fret, 3rd string, and those are just going to stay put through the whole example while the other notes below it move. 1, 2, 3, 4. This next example is based on the song called Going Out, which was inspired by Swedish folk music. It's a fast, complicated song. It's in 7/4 time. This example is just one tiny piece of the rhythm guitar and just kind of shows sorts of voicings that he uses. It starts off, again, I got capo on the 2nd fret. Starts off with this A sus2, and he uses a lot of these suspended type voicings in Nickel Creek songs. And then it goes up to this, an A major 7, sharp 11. Really unusual chord, one that I'm pretty sure I've never played in my entire life before today. But this track moves along really fast, and I'm going to slow it down and count it out in 7. It's a little complicated to follow, but check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here's an example that is based on the song Stone's Throw, which is a cool idea he said he likes to mess around with on the guitar, which is to reduce the guitar part so he's only playing 2 notes on the guitar and then singing a different note on top. So the melody, the vocal melody, is really defining what the chord is, what the harmony is, because there's only 2 notes on the guitar. So this is in the key of D, and it's all hybrid picked and all played on the 6th and 4th strings. So pick on the 6th string, and I'm grabbing the 4th string with my middle finger. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more example here, which is based on the song Where the Long Line Leads. It's a kind of a blues rock, a rager, as Chris Thiele called it in the interview, with an explosive vocal from Sarah Watkins. And the guitar part, Sean's part, is strummed really hard, a lot of open strings in the key of E, no capo on this one. And it's moving between these shapes. It starts off with this E5, so a power chord voicing of E, and then just lift the index finger off to get this E7/4 voicing with a ton of open strings, and a C major 7, and then a regular E major, and an A sharp diminished. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, that one is really slowed down. They really barrel through that song on the original recording. So these are just some cool examples of his style and just of how different voicings and textures on the guitar can really define a song. So I hope you have fun with these examples. Thanks for watching. Again, for Acoustic Guitar, I'm Jeffrey Pepper Rogers.